In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up and hit consistent ground to air dribbles. Ground to air dribbling is a combination of ground and aerial mechanics that involves a player controlling the ball on the ground, getting the ball in the air and air dribbling it into the net. The entire mechanic can be broken down into two sections, the setup on the ground and the air dribble, which is how we're going to do this tutorial. So for step 1, we want to learn how to create a quick but controlled setup. When attempting to set up a ground to air dribble, there are 3 scenarios you'll find yourself in. Scenario 1 is when the ball is flying or rolling towards you, or when you don't initially have possession. Scenario 2 is when you bounce dribbling the ball along the ground. And scenario 3 is when you're dribbling or carrying the ball on the ground. For scenario 1, when the ball is rolling, all you have to do to set up an air dribble is point your car directly at the ball and drive into it. This will pop the ball up, giving you the setup for the air dribble. And for when the ball is flying at you, you need to position your car to hit the ball exactly where and when it lands. One thing to note when doing it this way is that the speed that you drive into the ball is going to affect how far forwards the ball pops. The faster you drive into the ball, the further it'll go away from your car, so make sure to practice working out how much speed and momentum you actually need to drive into the ball to get the correct setup. For scenario 2, when you're bounce dribbling the ball along the ground, we need to get a pop on the ball. We can achieve this by timing the hit before we want to go for the air dribble to hit the ball just after it begins rising from the bounce. The reason we want to hit it in the fraction of a second just after it begins rising is because we want to transfer momentum by adding to, not changing, the ball's direction. In easier terms, to get the most power on the ball, we want to boost the ball by hitting it in the same direction it's already going. So, going back to when you're bounce dribbling, you want to make your final bounce and then wait for the ball to hit the ground and time your car to hit just as it's rising off the ground, which is also when you would jump for the air dribble. For scenario 3, when you're carrying or dribbling the ball, you need to jump with the ball on your car, air roll and add momentum to carry the ball all the way through the air over the opponents. We can achieve this by maximising our jumps to gain more height and upwards momentum whilst air rolling. Maximising your jump is the simple technique of holding your jump button for approximately a quarter of a second. This gives you more height than just a tap of your jump button, and it's what gives you time to begin air rolling your car back to aim towards the ball. So, to perform this in an actual match, you want to be dribbling the ball, and when the ball is placed exactly centre or slightly forward on top of your car, begin the air dribble by air rolling at the same time as maximising your first jump. Then, after maximising your jump, let go of your analog stick so you don't backflip, then press jump again. And then reposition your analog stick to continue flying towards the ball. Now for step 2, after you become confident popping the ball up to set up the ground to air dribble, it's time to focus on the actual air dribble. All I'm going to do for this part of the tutorial is explain to you how to hit a simple air dribble with maybe 2, 3 or 4 touches. If you'd like to see a full air dribble tutorial including wall to air dribbles and some finishes you can do with them, let me know in the comment section. So, for the air dribble, starting at the exact point you make contact with the ball, you want to jump and start aerialing towards the ball, aiming to hit the ball on the lower half and the side of the ball you want to be pushing it from. This initial aerial should be all it takes for you to reach the ball and get your first touch, since in most cases you'll be either fast aerialing up to the ball or the initial pop won't be very high. Then, after getting your first touch, you want to begin air rolling your car so that it's facing towards the ball and the enemy's net. And over time, you'll be able to begin calculating the angle you need to hit the ball. Finally, to get your last touches on the ball, all you need to do is keep on boosting towards it. Since your initial hit was what began moving the ball towards the enemy net, you'll be able to decide whether you're going to hit the ball straight in and keep on building up the speed, or whether you're going to change the trajectory of the ball to avoid an enemy defender. To conclude, each setup requires slightly different techniques, but they all have something in common. They all require a build-up of momentum and constant commitment to the ball, because if you hit the ball up but make a split-second decision not to go for it, you're opening that ball up for an enemy attack. Likewise, if you hit the ball up and go for it, but get beat every time because you struggle keeping up momentum, you're leaving your teammate, who might have rotated up with you waiting for a pass, to solo defend an enemy counterattack. And that's all I've got for you. This video idea was suggested in a comment in one of my other tutorials, which I recommend checking out if you found this one useful. Channels are invisible without viewers, so if you have any suggestions or questions, let me know in the comment section, and with that, I'll see you in the next video.